22 man, your boy Jay comes to the vid every single day, and right here is the NCAA tournament time. Let's get to the video, man. I'm about to give you every single one of my people who are going to advance to the next round. And starting off, Auburn versus whoever the 16th seed to make that. Auburn, easy. Then I got Louisville versus Creighton. I got Louisville. Michigan versus UC San Diego. My first upset, UC San Diego. Why? They got 30 wins. They gotta be good, right? All right. Texas A&M versus Yale. A&M. I did not fall for that upset alert. Ole Miss versus who I'm predicting to be North Carolina. North Carolina. Upset. Iowa State versus Lipscomb. Iowa State. Simple. Marquette versus New Mexico. Marquette. Shaka Smart. Let's get it. Michigan State versus Bryant. Michigan State. Florida versus Norfolk State. Florida. UConn versus Oklahoma. UConn. Who else we got here? Boy. Tournament time. Crazy. Memphis versus Colorado State. Memphis. Maryland versus Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon University. Upset. Missouri versus Drake. Mizzou. Shout out Mark Mitchell. Texas Tech versus UNC Wilmington. Texas Tech. Kansas versus Arkansas. Boy, hey, committee. Y'all knew y'all was cooking with that move. Arkansas. John Calipari. St. John versus Omaha. St. John's. Duke. Cooper Flag. Isaiah Evans. I ain't even do all this. Duke versus whoever gonna win the 16th seed. Duke. Y'all lose to a 16th seed. I promise you. All right. Mississippi State versus Baylor. Baylor. Shout out Jamie Rose. Oregon and Liberty. Oregon. I did not fall for the upset bid. No, sir. Arizona versus Akron. Arizona. BYU versus VCU. Upset. VCU. Wisconsin versus Montana. Wisconsin. St. Mary versus Vanderbilt. St. Mary's. Alabama versus Robert Morris. Bama. Houston versus SIU Edwardsville. What type of college is Houston? Gonzaga versus Georgia. Gonzaga. Clemson versus McNeese. Big time upset. Well, not even big time, but my Cinderella. McNeese. Purdue versus High Point. Purdue. Illinois versus whoever win that first four. Illinois. Kentucky versus Troy. Kentucky. UCLA versus Utah State. UCLA. Bruins. Tennessee versus Wofford. Tennessee. Let's get to the round of 32. Auburn versus Louisville. Auburn. Easy. UC San Diego versus Texas A&M. UC Santa Barbara to the Sweet 16. UNC versus Iowa State. UNC to the Sweet 16. Iowa State, this is lost. Marquette versus Michigan State. Michigan State. Florida versus UConn. Florida. Excuse me. Memphis versus GCU. Memphis. Mizzou versus Texas Tech. Mizzou. Arkansas versus St. John's. St. John's. Duke versus Baylor. Duke. What's wrong with it? BCU versus Wisconsin. Wisconsin. St. Mary versus Bama. Bama. Houston versus Jags. Houston. McNeese versus Purdue. McNeese to the Sweet 16. Illinois versus Kentucky. Kentucky. Tennessee versus UCLA. Tennessee. On to the Sweet 16. Let's get it. Auburn versus San Diego. Auburn. UNC versus Michigan State. Michigan State. Florida versus Memphis. Florida. Mizzou versus St. John's. St. John's. Duke versus Arizona. Duke. Duke. Wisconsin versus Bama. Bama. Houston versus McNeese. Houston. Kentucky versus Tennessee. Tennessee. On to the Elite Eight. Auburn versus Michigan State. Auburn. Florida versus St. John's. St. John's. Duke versus Bama. Duke. 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 I would love to see this matchup. I would love to see this matchup. Please let it happen. Duke all the way. Short one, Cooper Flat. Houston versus Tennessee. Houston. My final four is Auburn, St. John's, Duke, and Houston. My final four. Let's get it. Auburn versus St. John's. Auburn to the national championship game. Duke versus Houston. Duke. Duke to the national championship game. Rematch of the regular season. Auburn versus Duke. It was written since day one. The national champions of 2025 will be Duke. Duke. And this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. Cooper Flag is about to plant the flag of greatness, man. Sites have been on 6. It's been on about 10 years. This is the team to do it. If you guys like the video, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. Plenty of videos of college basketball on the way, because this is March Madness, man. Let's get it, man. Gang.